I want to make that very, very clear, because I understand, and I've seen some of the emails just out of concern. I am healthy with the exception of I need to lose weight. I just want to put that out there. How did he pay the rent? He did have a job when we first met in March of 2020. Okay. So his story was that he was with the condiment company for 6 to 7 years. We now know that that's not true. However, he started working with that company just before he met me. Before that is where I saw later on that he had been collecting unemployment. So from March until about April of 2021, he was working, as far as I could see and tell, he was working at the condiment company. April is when he suddenly was saying, I'm not happy there, I want to leave. And later on, after he had already left the house, is when I found paperwork that basically said he had been fired. But I did not know that. So in terms of how he was paying the bills, he had a job. Did I address Jesus, I can't talk today. JNA4. Yes, I did address it. I wasn't really happy about it, and that's all I'm gonna say. The book bag is a bag that he had left accidentally when he left my house, and inside of the book bag was a whole bunch of evidence. Let's just keep it real. It was a bunch of evidence. That's where I saw the pay stubs, the weekend jail receipts, the copy of the driver's license that showed the Douglasville address and one that showed an Atlanta address. The address that was on the Atlanta driver's license, when I did a Google search on it, it was the cemetery that he had taken me to show me where his grandparents were buried. Did the twin play football? No. As far as I know, he did not. I know very little about the twin. I've never met the twin. I've never talked to the twin. And respectfully, I would like to ask, again, this is just a request, so please spread the word on this. I am requesting that, as much as possible, leave the innocent people out of this. There was a reason I tried to be very careful about not using names. So yes, there is a twin. The twin is innocent. Let him live his life, please. Did the ex-wife ever explain what happened to her? She did, but out of respect for her, it's not my story to tell. And so that's all I'll say about that. Was he going? I just saw it. I'm sorry. Y'all, again, just bear with me. Was he going to weekend jail when we were together? No. He was leaving the house every day at 6:15. He was coming home every day between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. And he was home every weekend taking me to houses and car dealerships. So no, he was not going to jail. That had happened way before me. Who was the executive assistant? Shelly, the executive assistant was made up. He pretended to be his own executive assistant on the phone with my doctor, and he pretended to be his own executive assistant through text messages with me. David does not exist. Again, I found that out later on. David does not exist. If once I found out that he was basically a temp and a forklift loader, there was no David. This is a bit overwhelming. Did I ever talk to Latoya or Latanya? And I'm not sure exactly what her name is, so the answer is no. Where was he going when he got fired and was leaving the house every day to work? Lisa Spooner. I found out later on, and I did address this in the videos. For some of the days, he was going to Augusta. I found that out. He had been to Augusta about 5 times. So when I thought he was at work, he was actually driving to Augusta. That is true. Hey, Mrs. Porter. No, he did not have health care. When we got married, he wanted me to add him to my health insurance, and I was going to, because technically that would have been considered, I think it's called a life event, where if you get married, divorced, have a baby, adoption, even if you're outside of open enrollment, you can add him. So I was going to, but no, he claimed he had health insurance, and I found out later he did not. Have I talked to Amber since the gas station? Yes. Amber had reached out to me maybe it was a few months or maybe close to a year later. She had reached out to me, and she was really reaching out to see if we were possibly in the market for a house. And I explained to her, I said, we split up. And so that's when she said, hey, if you were ever in the market for a house, and for the record, if I was ever buying a house, I would absolutely call Amber. Absolutely. No question about it. I would call Amber. Hey guys, if you could do me a favor, those of you who've been in here since I started, if you see people asking about the knee and the medical stuff, please do me a favor and just respond to them, because there's so many questions about the knee, and I feel like I definitely addressed that a lot. Thank you. I appreciate it. What was on his criminal record? His criminal record had suspended registration, suspended driver's license, criminal trespassing, and impersonating an officer. So that's what was on there. No, he has not reached out to me. He shouldn't reach out to me, because that whole either reaching out to me directly or indirectly will get a restraining order. Who is Shantae? Shantae does not exist. Have you forgiven him? No. No. Ain't no point in me lying. No. Moderators, if you see, they're trying to tell me that he's in the live. So if you see something about him being in the live, remove him immediately. Please. Are you still in contact with the pastor and his wife? No. We were Facebook friends before I deactivated Facebook. They've wished me all the best, but no, I'm not. I think that they kind of were like, oh, Jesus, we needed to perform an exorcism. So, no, I have not been in contact with them, but I'm sure that I'm sure that they wish me all the best. Let's see.